Would you like to revolutionize your trolling world and put more fish in the boat than ever before? Let me introduce you to Bud's Diver. Bud's Diver is the world's first true side planing diver. We're not talking about 3 to 5 degrees off the stern. We're talking 35 to 45 degrees off stern. Let me show you how to rig this revolutionary trolling device. It's simple. Take your main line coming from your rod, run it through the first set of holes, come into the second, feed it out back to the back of the surgical tubing, just like so. Then what you're going to do is grab a bead and then take a small barrel swivel, depending on the size of the fish, bigger if it's a big dog, and tie this guy right in line here. Snip off our tag. Now we're ready to go. Now off the back side of this swivel right here, guys, we just tie 3 to 4 feet a leader off the back of this, and we'd have our lure right here. Now what makes this so revolutionary is that it's non-fixed position to start. See how that line's sliding freely through there? With other divers that are on the market, they're typically 4 to 5, 6 feet max in front of your lure. Reason being is when they trip, you would never be able to get that fish in if it was any further back than that, because you'd have to have a 12-foot rod in order to do that. Now when this guy trips out of the release, it slides down, hits that bead, stops, so it doesn't knock the hooks out of the fish. Now the fish is 3 to 4 feet away from you. What that means to you guys is this. You can let this out as far as you want, 1,000 feet if you want. We got a little built-in release right here to hook it into. Let me show you the side planing attribute of this. See this right here? All your other divers are made to drive straight down behind the boat. Some you can adjust to tip out slightly to the side of the boat. See this big old plate and wing right here? That takes you down. The way this guy works is simple. We've got a cannonball. Comes with a 3-ounce cannonball standard. It's on a clip. You can run up to 8 ounces if you want, 10 ounces. Hook whatever you want into it. You can put a dropper on it. You can use a single pull bottom bouncer for walleye clipped in there if you want to pull spinners. This is to go out to the right side right here. Now if you look at this device, it's got a crankbait bill designed in the front right here. What that weight does is tips you down like so. This becomes like a bill on a crankbait. What makes it unique, guys, is this. See this 90-degree tip out? When you drop this in the water, it wants to pull away from the boat and down at the same time. Guys, we're talking about putting baits out there 100 feet to the side of your boat and down 100 feet. Nothing else on the planet can do that. You have a hard pulling lure, all you got to do, guys, is adjust this guy out like that. Now you can adjust for a hard pulling lure. It'll swing the board up closer to the side of the boat. Now, we're set here with our bridge to go out the right side of our boat. All we do is take our release, grab it like so, clip it in. Now we're fishing. Fish hits, pops it like that. This guy slides down your line, stops at the bead and the barrel swivel. Guys, you're going to lose fewer fish with this device, and this is the reason why. If that fish comes at you at a high rate of speed and you're reeling, what happens is this just drops as that fish runs at you. As that fish pulls away from you, it just comes up. You don't feel this diver on your line, guys, until it gets down there and hits that bead. Think about the downriggers, guys. The fish hits, what do you all do? You scramble to the back, you rip it out of the release, you reel like crazy to get all that slack out. With a Bud's Diver, guys, you never set the hook because there's always tension on that fish, and that hook is buried every time. Think about it, guys. You can hook this thing up, run it out to the side 80 feet with a 2-ounce weight on it. The next one in, you can go back 60 feet with a 3-ounce. The next one, 4-ounce. The next one, 5-ounce. Create this big, massive basket in the back of your boat. Put lures where they've never been before. You want to switch it over, fish it off the other side? Watch this. Pop your bridge like so. Flip it this direction here. Run it into your rails like that. Clips into place. How simple is that, guys? Now we're going out the left side of the boat, diving down and away. It's never, ever been done like this, guys, to where you can have a device where you don't have to have planer boards and weights. It's all built into one. Keeps tension on the fish, gets it out there as far as you want, gets it out behind as far as you want. The advantage over this diver, guys, is simple. Obviously, gets you away, gets you down. The other divers, fixed position, a lot of noise, a lot of water movement, rattling, Okay, when the fish are active, they'll strike. When they're inactive, they want all that stuff as far away as possible. This tracks true. It tracks nice and silent through the water. The other thing that's an advantage to this, if you're going along and say you see fish down there a little deeper, you cut your power back and they drop. You power it back up, pull it back up. You can yo-yo troll this. You can't do that with anything else, guys. You can yo-yo troll this, and they're gonna stay out to the side so long as you have some forward movement, okay? Bud's Diver, guys. It's gonna revolutionize how you troll, I promise you. Another feature of Bud's Diver that makes it so unique is there's no limitations in depth. Guys, we've run them down to 400 feet. You may have to put an 8-ounce weight on here to get it there, but it'll go there. Hard pulling baits, no problem. We're catching salmon on 11-inch flashers in the river, pulling 2.5 to 3 miles an hour, and it's pulling out to the side. It's not coming released. How we're doing it, guys, is like this. We've got a built-in adjustment right here. You slide this fin forward, that grabs more water, dives it harder and pulls it harder to the side. Fully adjustable. I don't care how big the bait is or how hard it pulls, this guy's gonna suck it out there for you. Another feature is a 2-hole design. How many times have you been out planer board fishing in really rough water and the boards are jumping and rolling and diving on you? Hey, I've got a great product called a Sidewinder. We sell tons of them. Even in rough conditions, I don't care, the best board made, guys, is gonna dive and roll. Bud's Diver, pull this pin, put it in the second hole right here, levels it out, move the fin all the way to the front, she'll pull just underneath the surface, guys. Rough water, you're still getting out there right subsurface. Little tiny adjustment right there. Bud's Diver comes with 2 diverters. We got a large diverter, which is used for slow water applications, and a small diverter. Very simple to change. Slide it forward past its adjustment, grab the small one, slide it on. Simple as that, guys. Fully adjustable. Slow water or fast water, you can make the Bud's Diver work for you. If you want to go straight out the back of the boat, it's easy, guys. You don't have to have the diverter on there to make it work. Slide that guy off. Now you got just the body. Let it out the back, whatever you want. Clip it into the release. Fish hits you, works just the same. Extremely versatile tool, guys. Bud's Diver, it'll revolutionize your trolling world, I promise. All right, what we've got attached to this, guys, in my opinion, is the hardest pulling lure you can put on there. That's a big 11-inch flasher. Gonna pull like a tank. I want to prove to you guys that this thing will take it. Most divers can't pull a big flasher like this. Behind that, we've got one of our favorite, just a Brad Super Cut plug, but I want to show you the flasher because they pull the hardest. So to deploy this thing, got a whole little handle there you can hold on to, put your finger through there. Using a line counter reel, I want to go back about 30 feet with my flasher. Let this back 30 feet. I've got my diverter fin, and I'm using the slow water diverter fin right now. About 30 feet. I'm just going to click this momentarily. Come back in here. Click this into my release. I got a 6-ounce cannonball on that right now. What I'm going to do, because I know that this flasher is going to pull hard, I'm going to adjust my diverter fin forward about 1/4 inch to help compensate for that. I'm going to drop it down in the water, hit my release, and I'm going to drop it down about another, for a grand total, guys, of about, say, 80 feet. You see it's diving down and pulling out to the side right now. Okay, right there. So we're down 80 feet, guys, total. 30 feet behind, 50 feet out to the side. Where that's putting me on my depth zone with this setup right now, you're about, to go down 20 feet, you'd have to let out 1.5, so you're letting out 30 feet of line. So at 50 feet out, I'm down approximately, say call it 30 feet right now. You're gonna have to experiment with that with your line counter and your different leads. But you can see right now, we're running along at almost 2 miles an hour. I'll run this guy up here to show you that that release will hold. Now a typical diver, because they're a planing surface, this rod would be trying to be pulled out of my hand. Look at that. We're up to 3.4 miles an hour. Any other diver would be ripping out of your hand. It's holding that big flasher in place right now. That release is holding that, guys. Cut it back down. What this diver enables you to do, guys, is create a spread like you've never created before. You'd have had to have used big planer boards and weight and such. Now what you can do, clip this guy in here, send one out. Come in, send the other one out, but send it out a little shorter. Then when you run straight out the back, you just take the diverter off of it, let it run out there. Such a simple, easy to use product, guys. You gotta get yourself one. All right, what we're gonna do is this is just a Rapala glass shad wrap. We're gonna take a traditional style plug and show you how to use it behind this Bud's diver. All we've done is put a 2-ounce weight on there from that 6-ounce that we were using for that big flasher. Watch this thing pull to the side, guys. I'm gonna let out the line behind. We'll go 30 feet again. 30 feet there, nice and quick. Clip it in the release here. I'm gonna adjust my bill forward just a little bit, because say I wanted to troll a little closer to the surface, so I want this to pull a little bit harder. So I've lightened the weight, I've increased the bill, diverter fin forward. Now watch, we're gonna drop this guy in there. We're running along at about 2.2 miles an hour right now. I'm gonna feed this out there, we'll say maybe 100 feet, if you wanted to create a big spread. When you're letting it out, just keep a little bit of tension on it when it's going out, guys. It'll just help you. What'll happen is if you just let it go slack, it'll take a while for the diver, it's gotta catch up to you. So if you keep a little tension on it, just like a planer board, it's gonna feed out to the side a little quicker. So we'll hit the 100-foot mark here. That puts us 30 feet back, 70 feet to the side. And the way we've got this set up right now with this weight on here, we're out there 70 feet with the light weight and the way the diverter's set up. This thing's down probably 20 feet right now, but I'm way, way out over here. That's the beauty of it. Using a line counter reel, making your adjustments. Guys, there's no definite chart on depths. It's up to you as anglers to make the adjustment. But with the line counter or utilizing the pole method, you're gonna get it tuned in no time. It's infinitely adjustable. Doesn't matter how big of something you're pulling, or how light, or how high up, or how deep you wanna fish it. This has never been done before. It's gonna revolutionize your trolling world, I promise. Look at that. That board is way, way, way out there, guys. That diver's way out there. Okay, what I've done is I've attached a jug here to try to give you guys a perspective of how far that's going out to the side. So I'm gonna let this guy go, watch it fly out there. That's running at about a 60-degree angle off the boat. Now you can imagine I got 100 feet out. That plug is way out to the side there, and it's down probably with that 2-ounce weight about 25, 30 feet, right in that neighborhood. So you can see the angle that's pulling out to the side.